Our mining operation consists of approximately 36 kilometres of actual operational pits. I've got approximately 1,000 people. I have a budget of several $100 million. When I finished my ADP program, the challenges that I actually faced on coming back to my workplace were quite enormous.
Queensland's Premier warns that flood damage in the Australian state is so bad it will affect the world economy.
If we combine the impact of the flooding and the cyclone together, I would say approximately a third of our employees were directly affected. Our community has around 3,500 people with the families of our employees. It's not only our employees directly, but it's actually that community that looks to you during times of, of struggles and hardship. And in their world, I am the face of the company. They remember how the company looks after them. And that's a big responsibility, and it's not something that you want to get wrong. I honestly look back in hindsight now and I think, could I have been prepared without having gone on the program for what I've dealt with now since I've come back? And I would suspect that I wouldn't have handled it in as competent way as what I have. We had to do a lot of things to look after our people, provide the support in terms of employee assistance, that's access to psychologists. We had to make sure they were travelling safely. The skill sets that we acquire, I've actually been able to come back and apply to work virtually straight away. The concept of communication upwards has been an incredibly important thing for me to focus on, because it's important that I am very clear in my communication of our challenges. So I think the most important aspect for me is the concept of what true leadership means to people who work for you. You actually get to pull out the common elements that make people the great leaders that they are, and that element of resilience and toughness does come out in those conversations, and it's something that I draw on all the time to remind myself leaders are people who are strong and they are tough and they do endure during hard times. They're not the people who actually crumble in the face of adversity. Every conversation you have with someone says, Jen, when's the weather going to stop? When is it going to stop impacting us? And I have to say, guys, I can control a lot of things on my mine site. I actually can't control the weather, but you know what we can control? The fact that we get up and come to work and have a go at doing it again tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. That's the part that's in our control. I keep coming back to, what does a leader do? How does a leader behave? And what do the people who work somewhere need of their leader? And only the ADP taught me that, how to actually think as a leader. Acknowledge that I am even one.